Hey, Scott Benson, Skid Steer Premier, YouTube channel Georgia Nuts. About to head over to a pond dam and just put a couple of loads of dirt back on it. They had some construction work done across the dam, and coming in and out with the dump truck messed it up. I was actually one of them that came in and out in the dump truck. But they're giving me a call to put a couple of loads back on it and just skim it up and pack it in a little bit and get it back right. So we're gonna jump in the side by side and head back to where the equipment is. So I'll meet you there. All right, got the skid steer started, but like I said, it's out of fuel, so gonna have to fire up the dump truck, let it be warming up while the skid steer's warming up. Start the truck up, which I wasn't planning on using the truck, but I got to move it out in order to get to the transfer tank so I can fire up so I can get the diesel fuel in the skid steer. Okay, let's get the old Juicity juice turned on. Jesus, the tire's still on. And the crazy thing is gonna be like 80 degrees, 78 degrees in about 4 or 5 days. Right now it's about 30. So, welcome to Georgia. I like to always wait for my check engine light to go off before I fire the old Freightliner up. And whew, it's been sitting for a minute. Had me scared. All right, let's go get the diesel tank, get it down here, and fill the skid steer up. It's got to be the absolute lowest I've ever had the skid steer on fuel. I mean, it's sucking wind, and that's bad. You don't want to let this thing run out. I've never done that, but I don't think it'd be fun. Add something else to do in the day when you screw it up. Gonna end up going and getting 2 loads of dirt and kind of laying a drag with those 2 loads on the pond dam. And then after I do that, I'm gonna come back, because this job's only like maybe 15 minutes from where my equipment is. So after I get the 2 loads of dirt dragged out, I'm gonna come back with the dump truck and load up the skid steer and take it over there and do what I got to do. And then that way I don't have to unhook the trailer. If I take the skid steer, unhook the trailer to go get the dirt, and then turn around and hook the trailer back up after I spread the dirt. Since it's 15 minutes away, I'm just gonna come back and get the skid steer, and it'll already be on the trailer. The trailer will be hooked to the dump truck. The dumping will be done, and I can just load the skid steer back up without having to unhook the trailer at all, and come on back. So hope that makes sense. I'm just trying to keep from unhooking and hooking the trailer up since it's so close. If it wasn't close, obviously I would be unhooking it. I mean, I'd be taking it with me, the skid steer. All right, I'm gonna leave the skid steer in the truck here because I don't need the truck and the skid steer I'm coming back for. So at this point, then come back for the trailer. So at this point, gonna hop on in the old dump truck and head to the dirt pit. We are arriving at the dirt pit, the current dirt pit. I got 3 or 4 of them I pulled from, but anyway, this one here, I was going to show you around a little bit. We're actually digging out a pond and hauling in kaola and taking and been digging this thing out a little at a time to try to make up for selling dirt. I hadn't been here in a minute, so I'm trying to figure out where I'm wanting to set up at and get loaded. Let me show you that real quick. There's a loader. There's all the bottom getting skimmed out. Get a good bottom in the pond. And I got to figure out, you know, where this thing's sitting at. I ain't been over here in a minute and see how much area I got, whether I'm going to have to move that track hoe a little bit. So let me get back with you. All right, it looks like here's what we got. It looks like I got enough right here to the edge to grab some, and then also some over there. So I'm going to back the dump truck right here to the left of the bucket. Go from there, I think. Let me look. I might just come in right here. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. Let's get situated. right, here's what we got going on. Show you around real quick before I go get the second load. There's the first load. I dumped the majority of it up there, and the reason I did that is because I want to pack this in and skim this out, and I don't want a big old pile of dirt right there in the area I need to fix up, dress up the most. So I want to layer that up, so that's why the dirt's split up like that. And then I put a light coating right there. I laid a drag so I could you know, get it in there and pack it in. Pretty little spot right here, little pond, lake, whatever you can call it, pond. And you have to come across the dam. It's a horse place, but anyway, you got to come across the dam all the way across to there. So when I came, the spot right here that got wallered out, they were cutting a road back there in the back. And when I came, I was man, it was kind of, it'd been raining, and I was working for somebody else over here. And when you come across this dam, you you had no steer tires pretty much, because you had to gun it to get across through there. So I've delivered one load of rock back there, and I said, I don't believe I want to do this job, because man, when I gunned it to go through there, I had no way of really steering, and you know, I don't dig that type of stuff. So anyway, let's go get the other load, and then I got to grab the skid steer. I wished I would have went ahead and brought it. You know, man, sometimes you just try to think stuff through, and you know, I was going to bring this skid steer to start with, and I wished I would have. I was stupid. Now really, even though I just feel like that I'd rather go ahead and push this load and then got the other load, but I was trying to keep myself from unhooking the trailer. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and you know, man, I don't know why I can't make my mind up today. Cuckoo, cuckoo. I think I'm gonna get that load and right along in here, lay a drag with it, and then go get the skid steer, because I just don't want to have to daggum hook and unhook the trailer too many times. So see you somewhere. All right, load number 2 no. And about to go get the skid steer and see if we can get some of this moved. I just kind of laid a drag down through there for the second load too. And then we're gonna get this thing hopping. I'm gonna talk to her if she's planning on driving over this dam all the time after we put this red dirt down. And we have no nothing on it. You know, I'm kind of worried that it's gonna be slick as owl, you know what. So if she uses this all the time for a pretty regular drive, you know, I'm gonna kind of recommend running a load of crush and run over the top of it or something. Because the spillway's down there, so it doesn't go over the dam and emergency spillway. They don't have any troubles with that. So I'm gonna talk to her about it and see what she wants to do and let her make the decision, but I'm kind of gonna make that suggestion. Time to get some of the old dirt off. I don't think I've showed you, but I'm gonna show you real quick while I got you out here. I had I call it a slip and slide, but anyway, I had a liner put in the truck, and I don't think I've showed you. But let me climb up there and see if I can get you get you to have a look at it. It's really helped me a lot for getting the dirt out of my truck. So let's see what that looks like. I used to spend tons of time shoveling, and as you can see, it's awesome, man. I mean, I got tools on the truck. I could show you to where I shoveled and shoveled my heart's desire. Man, dirt slides right on out. I call it a slip and slide, like I said, but it's actually a super slide. I call it a slip and slide like back in the day. And right here, you'll see all my daggum contractions. Man, I used to couldn't do without this blade, and it has an extension pole, and this one, Jesus, man, I had to constantly taking man, clean out the bed. And anybody that's in the dump truck and knows how tough that is. I mean, it slowly builds up thicker and thicker and thicker until it gets to the point that you just it whoops you, especially when you're old and fat like me. So let's go get the skid steer. Little handy dandy cameras come in handy. That's what it looks like as I'm backing up toward the fennel hook. Pretty much, boom, right on it. And I don't have to get in and out as much, because the mat ribs back and fat boy don't like to get out a whole lot. All right, we all loaded up again and again and again and again. It's just like rinse and repeat. Got the skid steer loaded and chained down. Checked all my connections, got the tilt locked, and so I think we're safe to run. So let's head back to the job. I want to take a quick second to talk about something real quick. Well, this week what I was gonna talk about, but I'll go ahead and talk about it real quick. Second thing. First thing is, I got this new GoPro, and if you notice my video is a little weird this time than the past videos, it's because I'm having a tough time switching this thing out and getting used to it, learning the screen, touch display, all that jazz. So just bear with me until I can get to learning this a little bit. The main reason I stopped skimming out with the skid steer is because I wanted to show you something that I ran into a lot, and I have to watch myself because and this goes for a tractor, any kind of heavy equipment you're running, but I just wanted to show you this to give it justice. On one side you got a pond, on the other side you got an embankment of the dam. So I guess long story short, what I'm saying is you got to really take your time and don't be in any rush. And I don't care how experienced you are on any machinery, we all get complacent. I know I do, and you know, I start going faster, and next thing you know, that's when something serious could happen. The last thing I want to do is end up in this pond, which you can see here's the dam. You know, so I'm pretty much in danger on both sides. You know, go into water on one side, and then if you can look down through here, I doubt the video is going to give it, you know, huge justice, but that's turnover city right there. You go off side of this, and you definitely are in some big trouble. It's growed up, so you can't see it as good, but I think where I had you at was about the best spot that I could show you. You know, seeing where the fall is over here, but you know, I just wanted to take a second just to talk a little bit about that, and you know, just mention I've been guilty of that myself. a few times of you know, getting myself in a mess almost. You got to pay close attention. But you can see from down through there, you know, it's you definitely could get in trouble. So let me get you set up down here so I can get to work. Alright, I didn't want to set you up for too much boring back dragging this dam, but I'm going to show you what I got done. I'm going to start up here. I had some extra dirt left over, so I kind of just used it up here. I'm going to put my hat on these bugs. They eat you up in Georgia, boy. But I used the extra dirt right here. Just kind of skimmed this up. You know, I really would like to put some crusher run across this dam if they gonna use it, and I did recommend that to her, but they gonna seed and straw it. They said they just go across this thing one time a year for a trail ride, and so after they do that at Thanksgiving, which is just a couple of weeks away, they're gonna take and seed and straw it, and that's fine too, but it needs to be covered, you know. And so that's what it looks like all the way down through here. This was all rutted out, and it's packed in now with Georgia clay, man. It's good. It's gonna be good to go, but we got to have grass and seed on it. Seed and straw, I mean. So up through there. But anyways, this is pretty much a wrap. I'm gonna load up my stuff. I ain't gonna record none of that, but Scott Benson, how you like that new shirt? Skid Steer Premier. YouTube channel Georgia Nuts. I appreciate you watching. This really wasn't a great long video or exciting, but I appreciate you checking it out anyway. Have a good day.